Well, main focus is going to be on the heat. We've been talking about something maybe trying to brew in the Eastern Gulf. More on that in a moment. Still does not really appear to be a concern. Right now, we've been under pretty blue sky, but boy, it is hot. 93, few degrees off of our normal, but we're expecting these temperatures to continue to climb, and thus the heat indices will continue to climb as well. We're in the 90s across much of the area. Now, some of these are unofficial weather stations, such as the site in Mandeville, 98 degrees. So that can't be verified by either the airport system that we have or the National Weather Service office. Now, an official location, Biloxi, had reported at one point today 100 degrees. So we are getting mid 90s, some upper 90s, and even higher heat indices. And these will likely, again, 105 to 110 or greater range this weekend, which would be the need to issue heat advisories. So that is very possible. Just use caution. You can almost see the motion in the clouds here. Surface high pressure is sitting just off of the coastline, and that is keeping us basically rain-free. You get an isolated little sprinkle here and there, but for the most part, rain chances slim to none. 10% I'm putting. That basically means 10% would probably be the most we would see. Much of the area does not get into any rainfall through the weekend and heading into early next week. What we'll be also focusing on is the potential of some record temperatures. I'm holding us off into the more mid 90s, but modeling has been putting us upper 90s and even the possibility of triple digits. If we were to see that, these are the records, we would be tying or breaking records. I think we're going to be getting very, very close. We'll just have to see exactly how strong the upper high is and exactly where it positions itself. So heat, main focus. With those heat indices, it does get to be dangerous if you are outside for any length of time. So stay hydrated, sunscreen, and unless you're out in a pool or underneath, not doing much, underneath the shade of a tree or somewhere, I would avoid the peak heat hours. We are now watching our Gulf system a little bit closer because it's been showing some signs of life. Now look what is going on down off the coast of Tampa, Fort Myers. There is definitely a broad spin here, and even satellite and radar confirming there is a broad spin there. Hurricane Center has kind of shifted their thinking. At one point, it was more northeast Gulf or over the southeastern coastal waters of the U.S. Now a little bit more of a focus just along the northern Gulf Coast for potential development, but even the Hurricane Center maintaining that potential as 30%, so still a low threat. This had actually shown some signs of life earlier today with convection, the thunderstorms developing around that broad center earlier. They've kind of since weakened, and you can clearly see that there is a swirl, but does that necessarily mean that swirl is down at the surface? Well, radar out of Tampa is definitely showing a little spin off of Fort Myers, but that does not necessarily mean it's a depression or a storm, because this is actually a mid and upper level system. Definitely has some rainfall associated. Here's the Euro. Do we see any real closed circulation? No. It remains as just kind of a broad mid and upper level spin with rain. And that's it. That's what we're looking at. And maybe some of that is able to move our way possibly on Tuesday. What does the GFS say? Still about the same, kind of a broad area of rainfall, never really organizing heading into early next week. So right now, the threat level is very low for us. Keep in mind, we got a big blocking upper high that is going to dominate for the next several days. And if it does the center of shift a bit off to the west, that may open us up for some of the moisture Monday and into Tuesday. But by mid to late in the week, the high starts building back over us. And in fact, that little low just kind of gets ripped apart. It was something I was talking about earlier in the week and more so yesterday, that there are indications that the upper troughing kind of pulls part of it toward the northeast and the upper ridging pulls the rest of it off to the west. So it never really organizes. It just kind of becomes elongated and ripped apart. So as of right now, the threat level looks to be fairly low, and the models can't really grasp anything because there isn't anything there yet. Something we'll be watching closely, but otherwise enjoy the weekend. Just try and stay cool. We're into the low mid 90s through Saturday, Sunday. Rain chance may pick up from that disturbance Tuesday at about 30%. Not expecting much. Ridging builds back in, and I think we get even hotter toward the end of the week.